to episode 28 of Conversations with I Follow the Leader. Today's topic is continue being courageous. Continue being courageous. I am so happy to have you here with me because today we are celebrating. We are celebrating. So on March 31st, Conversations with I Follow the Leaders celebrated 1 year of launching. So it was our anniversary yesterday, and I just couldn't be more excited. We had 27 episodes in that first year, and 19 guests later, we are still going strong because there are courageous conversations that still need to happen. And that is why today's title is Continue Being Courageous, because more courageous conversations still need to be had, and we want to have them with you. Thank you to each of our special guests for not only sharing their story, but doing it live. I also want to thank all of the change agents who listen to the podcast. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting. And thank you for using what you've learned to push the pace of progress in your homes, workplaces, and communities. I am Antonetta Mosley, and I'm the host of Conversations with I Follow the Leader. Today, you're in for a treat because I want to begin year two similar to how we started our very first courageous conversation a year ago. And it was titled, I Knew I Was Black When. I knew I was Black when. And I shared an unfortunate shared an unfortunate incident that happened to me as a child. And today I'm going to expound on that story by sharing a small piece of one of my featured keynotes with you. For those watching, the slides will transition to my keynote design and colors. And for those listening, to help with accessibility, I will briefly describe certain photos to you. In the current one, I am wearing a shirt with glitter sleeves, which is definitely my personal style. Personally and professionally, I have seen the benefits of having courageous conversations. By having more courageous conversations, you can help cultivate equitable and inclusive spaces that are celebrated, not tolerated. Celebrated, not tolerated. And that is why one of my keynote topics is cultivate courage, how courageous conversations can build a culture people celebrate, not tolerate. I want to start off by just telling you something that may be simple that I think we often have to remind ourselves and others. Courage will not always be comfortable. Courage does not equal comfort. I want you to know that it's not always going to be comfortable. And the story I'm going to share with you today was very uncomfortable for me. And it's still hard for me to think about and share because, in my case, I really would hope that my neighborhood was an inclusive space where I could be celebrated. However, in some instances, I was just tolerated. And so I want to help you build cultures and environments and spaces where every person coming in can feel celebrated. But that is going to take some courage and it won't always be comfortable. When I was 9 years old, I was in an uncomfortable situation. I was called a racial slur while riding the bus in my neighborhood. I didn't know what to do or say. And according to my diary at the time, yes, this is my diary from when I was 9 years old, I ran home crying. And so for those listening, I am holding up my diary and it is also pictured. So in that moment, when I was called the N-word on the bus, I didn't feel like I could say anything to those older kids. However, I did write that my friend told the bus driver, and I was instructed to write down the names of all the kids who would call me names. I also had the courage to tell someone I trusted who I believed would do something about it. So I ran home and cried to my dad, who was there at the time. I want to encourage you, whether you're 9, like I was in this story, or 29, or 59, to take courageous steps, even when it's uncomfortable or hard. Speak up, even when it's not impacting you directly. And as the quote pictured says by Marianne Radmacher, courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the little voice at the end of the day that says, I'll try again tomorrow. That day, I wrote in my diary, today, I think, was the worst day of my life. Today, I think, was the worst day of my life. And this is actually a picture of the actual diary entry from December 14th, 1995. That's how the entry started. I didn't know when I did the first episode of Conversations with I Follow the Leader that I actually had this incident documented. So when I tell the story that time, I didn't realize I had documentation. And so I recently read through every page of my childhood diary. This is one of many journals that I've had. And I was astonished because even though I only wrote one page that day, by the time I got to the end, the story turned from devastation at the beginning to courage. And so I want to encourage you, your devastation, the feelings of uncomfortability, the feelings of not being enough or not belonging in the workplace, we can turn those around. The great resignation is happening. A lot of people aren't feeling a sense of belonging, of well-being. They don't feel a sense of wellness in their organizations. And I want you to know we can turn that uncomfortability, we can turn people not feeling like they are valued or included or equitable and treated equitably. We can turn that into something amazing. And so what I wrote by the end of that diary entry was that when I got home, I stood in front of the mirror and said, I look good, I feel good. Today is going to be a great day. I look good, I feel good. Today is going to be a great day. Wherever you are today, whatever has happened today, whatever has happened this week, I want you to repeat it with me for this last time. I look good, I feel good. Today is going to be a great day. This was a mantra my dad taught us that he would say to himself every day. As a former Olympic athlete, my dad knew a lot about the power of courage. The amazing thing is that whether you are in a leadership role or not, you can impact change in your workplace and in your life. I want you to realize that. I want you to take this mantra. You could borrow it from my dad and just remind yourself every day that you can make today better. You can be a change agent in your workplace, in your community, in your household. And I want you to know from this situation that I learned that courage can be cultivated. We can learn how to be more courageous, and we can learn how to have courageous conversations. I hope you enjoyed this brief preview of a part of my keynote today. Having more courageous conversations can help your organization be more equitable and inclusive. It will also help to cultivate a courageous environment where employees feel a sense of belonging and know that their wellness and well-being is prioritized. Thank you for allowing me to share a story that required me to be courageous today. I want you to know you can connect with me if you or your team or group needs to hear the rest of this talk about how to cultivate courage. And we also have a webinar, so you can go through the talk and then you can actually learn the steps to have courageous conversations in your particular workplace, space, or group. I look forward to hosting year 2 of Conversations with I Follow the Leader, where we will continue to have conversations centered on diversity, equity, and inclusion, leadership, and belonging. And so if you want to make a difference, you value authentic and courageous conversations, and you want to see transformative outcomes that change the pace of progress and lead to systemic solutions and workplaces and communities in your lifetime, I can't wait to continue this journey with you. Because our hope at I Follow the Leader is that within the next 5 years, these conversations will no longer be courageous, but that they will be commonplace. I really appreciate your time today. This is Antonetta Mosley, host of Conversations with I Follow the Leader, and it is time for year 2. Can't wait to continue this journey with you. And know I am here for you. We are here for you. And let's go have some courageous conversations. Don't forget tomorrow morning when you wake up, or even if you need it now, to remind yourself, I look good, I feel good, and today is going to be a great day.